Hey Brick Bloggeteers, Will here, and today we're looking at set 21341, Disney Hocus Pocus, the Sanderson Sisters Cottage. All right, let's go over what characters we get in the set. So, Lego talks about 6 minifigures. We got the actual Sanderson sisters on this side with Mary, Sarah, and Winifred. In the middle, we have Thackeray the Black Cat. And on this side, we have the kids, Allison, Max, and Danny. The stickers that we get just in this section of the gate, we've got 3 tombstones that are behind the kids. One is Emily Binks, one is William Butcherson, and the third is Amber, which is the fan designer of the set. Also in the center, right behind the cat, there is actually some stickers on the ground underneath the gate, and those have little paw prints. That's also a sticker. On either side of the main gate, there's the stylized S with brickwork. Those are also stickers. So lots of stickers just in this front little piece, and this actually can be folded and moved around so it curves however you like, but it's meant to be out at a slight angle, and each of the spots where the minifigures are has studs so that it's designed to be a set piece to pose the minifigures. One minor little quibble about this is the graveyard was not on the cottage grounds. It's just an homage to the movie that the graveyards were part of the story. All right. Now for the building itself. It's a rather heavy, dense model. It's not that big. The main structure sits on a 20 by 20 frame, and then you have these wedge elements that kind of stick out of it, which is actually really nice. They use Technic pins at the bottom of the base to help give context to what the cottage sits on. Additionally, it makes the cottage look less flat and not so boxy by having this extra foliage and surrounding grounds. Now, for the front of the building, you do have a sign out front. That's also a sticker. The door itself has a wood paneling. That's a sticker. On the inside of the door is another sticker for the inside portion of the door. It's essentially a reverse of what's on the outside. All right. That's all the stickers that you see on the outside. The rest of the stickers are inside the building. But I do want to turn this around so you can see different angles of the building, because no matter which angle you look at the building, it does have something pretty to look at. This side, of course, has the water wheel, and the water wheel, when turned, will operate the pink kind of cloudy things coming out of the chimney. Now, I didn't bring this up in the review because when it comes right down to it, it's an axle going through the building connected to a crank, which is just connected to a shaft that operates that. That's it. It didn't feel like a lot to talk about, so I didn't really bring it up. Actually, let's go to the other side. So this is actually the last part of the building you make. It's an extension to the building. It's connected at the bottom with 2 Technic pins, and at the top has 2 axles that help guide into the top. I may or may not take it apart because it is just very hard to line it all back up in place, but it is something else that can pull off, and you can have another access point into the building. Because the building is so dense, you can actually lift up the roof section to have access to the cages that are up top, the chandelier, and whatnot. And this kind of gives you an idea as to how the roof is secured with the lift arms on either side that connects in, and how it just easily rests in place and stays rather secure. Now, the back side of the building has the 2 main doors where you will do most of your accessing. You have 2 little bars here to act as handles, and as you can see, how they connected two pinholes to have this bit of foliage, even on the doors. Let me lift up the roof so you have a little bit more light. All right, so the inside of the building is packed full, mostly of candles. There are more stickers. So on the second floor, there are a couple pillars on the side closest to the water wheel. They're on tall bricks. Some of them are like etching, some of them are like ingredients. They're really hard to see even after the whole thing's built, so it's something you'll see while you're building the model. The signs for both the black candle that's up here in front, as well as the magic spellbook. The spellbook has a do not touch, that's a sticker. The candle has a longer story, but you can't read it because it's all like scribble. The spellbook itself, the tile that's inside the spellbook is printed with the magic spell, but the outside covers that show the closed eye and the back of the book, those are both stickers. The other action element that I didn't talk about was the light up cauldron fire. So there is a nicely hidden mechanism down here. It's simply the light brick connected into a Technic ball joint that just pressed in. There wasn't much to it other than the fact that it's nicely hidden and it shines into a clear 2x2 brick, which then helps diffuse the light so that it's not more of a directed light like a spotlight's being shined on the cauldron. It's simply shining through a clear brick through the trans-orange mini slopes. But as you can sort of see, this thing is packed full of details, little nods to the movie, from the broom, mop, and what do you call it? The vacuum cleaner in the back that's built in, the cauldron, just tons and tons of stuff. Now the other stickers that involve are in this side section. Let's try to pull it out. Okay. So you have a chair that has a backing that has a flower pattern. That's a sticker. And off to the side, which actually is really hard to see, there's a little display case. It's simply a window with a sticker on it that has like labels to show that there are stuff inside that particular display case. And since I have it off, let's close this up, turn it around. You can see that the pin still sticked in with one. There's another pin that's in this side. Those are what actually holds the thing on. These pinholes up top are simply guided in by these axle holes, and lining the whole thing up without looking is nuts, but I mostly did it, sort of. I don't like it because once you take it off, you don't really want to mess with it. Okay, but for $230, you do get a whole heck of a lot of parts. The problem is it's so dense that most of the enjoyment comes from actually building the thing and seeing all the little detail work. The build itself is not too inspiring. I found I was rather bored when it came to the walls. It is nice to see the action elements, like with the water wheel working and the light up cauldron, but even those I felt were not very complex designs. And in fact, the one thing I like the most is, well, the roof. So there you go. I still think it's a tad pricey at $230, but this set will resell for very well later down the line because it can be so easily augmented into, like, I want a building for my medieval town. Well, take out the stanchions and the remnants of like 1993, and bam, you have a building perfectly suited with very little effort. So again, that's set 21341, Disney Hocus Pocus, the Sanderson Sister Cottage.